There's only one Kentucky. Plan your getaway at KentuckyTourism.com.
Today, we're going to be exploring the great outdoors at Red River Gorge. Not only will we take in all the breathtaking beauty this Kentucky landmark has to offer, but we're also here for adventure. This is not a show for those afraid of heights. Wait, what? Excuse me, how high up are we going to be for this? Kentucky's been called the land of unbridled adventure, and rightly so. There are hundreds of hiking trails and campsites, thousands of miles of rivers, and more than 50 fishing and boating lakes. Kentucky's also home to nearly 900,000 acres of national forests and 52 state parks, plus the longest cave system in the world. There is no doubt that you can find a diverse mix of outdoor adventures in Kentucky, like whitewater rafting, horseback riding, ATV riding, hunting, rock climbing, and zip lining, just to name a few. I am here with Nicole Meyer, and she is the manager here at Torrent Falls Climbing Adventure. And this is something that's kind of been in your family, right? They started it.
Yes, we opened in September of 2001, so almost 13 years.
Wow, and so you grew up with this, so you're clearly an expert. This just like runs in your blood, I guess.
Yeah, I've been climbing for quite a few years, so yeah.
Well, tell me what's unique about this place. I know in reading there are lots of things that you do. I mean, this is for a diversity and range of climbers.
It is, yeah. We have a few different activities that we offer. The Via Ferrata is one, and it's really good for beginners or people that never had a harness on before.
That'll be me.
And then, and then we do guided activities, so you're more advanced climbing, and we have different levels of climbing. We can even do what's called multi-pitch climbing, which is more technical and more advanced.
That's wonderful. Well, and I read this really is a great spot for people from all over the world come here to climb.
Yeah, we're kind of right in the Red River Gorge of Kentucky, and it's world known in the climbing community. People come from all over. On busy weekends, you'll hear different languages spoken, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Well, tell me a little bit about the techniques that are involved for climbing. Like say someone new, I don't know who, but somebody new to this, what would they kind of need to know?
If you start with our Via Ferrata, it's you really don't need much of anything, just spirit for adventure, I guess. But we go through a training, it takes about 45 minutes. You learn how everything works. We provide all the climbing gear, harnesses, helmets, things like that.
And the Via Ferrata is kind of popular in Europe, right? And it hadn't really gotten here until you guys brought it.
Yeah, we're the first Via Ferrata in the United States, so that's our big claim to fame. The Via Ferrata actually started to transport troops across the mountains during the World Wars, so that's where it originated, and then after the World Wars were over, it was just kind of there, so they turned it into recreational activity, and then later we became the first one in the U.S.
That's great. Well, and I hear, I don't know if this is true, but I hear women make pretty good climbers.
They do, yeah. Yeah, they can use a lot more technique, generally.
We're a little more detailed. Well, in the lower body strength, I guess, usually women have, that's where they have it, so I guess they are more inclined to use that.
Use your legs, yep, stay balanced.
I hope I can do all those things. Well, tell me too about the rappelling. I know that's something else that you guys offer, and that's literally like coming down the side of a mountain.
Yeah, so rappelling will be where you'll usually hike up to the top of the cliff line, you'll attach to rope and then go down the rope to get to the bottom. It's another thrill, yes.
And that's something else that you guys offer, right?
It is, yeah. We do specifically just guided rappelling trips, so you could do just that, or we have combo packages in which we can involve climbing and rappelling in the same day.
Okay. You do something with the Boy Scouts too, right?
We do, yeah. Boy Scouts really like the Via Ferrata. The Via Ferrata is great for large groups. It's good for families too, but everybody can climb at the same time, and it has different levels of difficulty, so you can kind of pick and choose how hard you want to climb. But we specifically do a climbing merit badge as well, so that they can get their, the badge, all the requirements for their climbing badge.
That's great. I bet that's a lot of fun. It's totally a different kind of crowd that you're working with, like young kids and stuff, but their enthusiasm must be kind of contagious.
Yeah, they're all pretty fun.
Well, that's great. Well, I understand we're gonna go climbing maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. I'm hopeful. Don't kill me. Keep me alive. And I hope I can actually make it up. I mean, I think that's gonna be hard work, right? You've got to really...
Yeah, we're gonna start with the Via Ferrata, and there's a lot of hand grips and footsteps, and there's cables and so on and so forth. So it makes it good for introductions.
All right, I'm ready. There's only one Red River Gorge, and Kentuckians are proud to call it their own. This natural area is an intricate canyon system that features high sandstone cliffs, rock shelters, waterfalls, and natural bridges. There are more than 100 natural sandstone arches here, and directly north sits one of Kentucky's largest, Natural Bridge State Park. Because of its unusual and rugged nature, the Red River Gorge features a remarkable variety of ecological zones. Much of this canyon system is located inside the Daniel Boone National Forest. It's been designated a National Natural Landmark and National Archaeological District. It's also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The scenic landscape and unique geological features are sure to impress you. The outdoor adventurer in you will also enjoy the multitude of sandstone and cliff lines that have helped this area become one of the world's top rock climbing destinations. Clearly, I have a long way to go before I can consider myself an expert climber, but it's easy to see why people from all over the world come to Red River Gorge in Kentucky for a real outdoor adventure. Coming up next, another challenge: zip lining. Today, we're experiencing unbridled adventures here at Red River Gorge in Kentucky. We learned more about the many climbs offered at Torrent Hills Climbing Adventure. We even tried out the Via Ferrata climb, the first of its kind in the United States. It was perfectly tailored for a newbie like me. Now we're going from rock climbing to zip lining. Although a hike in the Daniel Boone Forest would be fantastic, the Red River Gorge zip line at Cliffview Resort is conveniently located just down the road. Considering this world-class zip line canopy tour offers 5 lines ranging from a few hundred feet to almost 2,000 feet in length, I might need to save my strength. I'm here with Amy Sellen, and she's the Executive Director at Cliffview Resorts. Wow, I drove up here. This place is expansive. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, well, it's a beautiful location. We're right near Red River Gorge. We're about 7 miles from Natural Bridge State Park, and we have just about everything you'd want to have out here. We have, obviously, the adventure of the zip line, which you'll be experiencing shortly. We also have lodging options of all shapes and sizes. We have our wonderful Cliffview Lodge that has 16 bedrooms, and then we have this wonderful location, which we just built, that has 11 bedrooms. There are also cabins of smaller sizes, just about anything that you would want. We have our restaurant at the front. We do Friday night fish fries and Saturday night steak nights. And then we have lovely hiking trails just in the resort as well. So we're right near Red River Gorge. Obviously, there's thousands of trails there. But if you want to do it all, stay right here. We have everything you would want.
Well, and I can imagine the zip line's a big draw. I mean, I've heard some stories. I'm a little nervous.
Absolutely. Our zip line is fantastic. We have a 5-line tour. Our first 3 are canopy lines, so you're through the trees and it's shady and it's cool, and then we take you up to our tallest and our longest lines. 4 and 5 are 300 and 350 feet high, and they are 2,000 and 1,000 feet long. And they're dual racing lines, so you can make bets on your way up, see who has to drive home, see who's doing the dishes, and just have a really great time with your friends and family.
I can imagine that this is a hot spot for people to come for reunions, or just for, like you said, weddings, or just really a single person coming up, because the backdrop is so beautiful.
Absolutely. So it's wonderful. We're only an hour from Lexington, so it's a great little day trip if you want to just come out and spend the day. It's also a wonderful place to get together. We have a ton of weddings out here. We also are a great location for family reunions because
Kentucky's just so great located in the US. We are just centrally located, so you can get people from California or New York or Florida. We all can come right here and spend some time together.
Well, and you must attract people from all over, like you were saying, because it is so centrally located, but do you also have people internationally that come?
Absolutely. We get people from all over because the Red River Gorge is an international climbing location. So we are one of the top 3 locations in the world for rock climbing. And so they'll come and then they see that there's actually all this other fun stuff to do. So all of Western Europe, France, Spain, England, all of them come over to climb, and then they'll also zip line. And then a lot of times with the family reunions, you'll have branches of the family that have moved to Europe or moved to Asia, and they come home for something, and this is just a nice way to celebrate and get away from the noise of the day-to-day and really get to know each other again, especially if you're not living in the same location.
Sure. Well, I did some rock climbing earlier and I was okay with that, but now the zip lining. Any pointers? I'm a little nervous, especially the last one.
Just relax, have a good time. Your guides take care of everything for you. Our zip lines are fully guided. The guides take care of all of the braking, all of the setting up. You don't have to do a thing. You just relax and enjoy your ride. And be sure to check out the view because it's beautiful.
Oh, good. All right, I'm ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Canopy Tours Incorporated, a firm that has 25 years of experience in this field, designed this to be the largest zipline tour in Kentucky. Some say it's also the most exhilarating. Their 5 ziplines can be up to 300 feet off the ground, with speeds that can reach up to 55 miles per hour, so this is not for the faint of heart. Fortunately for me, they start you off on what I like to call bunny lines, so you can ease into the experience. That sounds like my speed. It's been quite an exciting exploration of outdoor thrills here at Red River Gorge. There's nothing like scaling a mountainside or flying over treetops to get you back in touch with nature. Kentucky has so much more just waiting to be discovered. It's easy to plan your one-of-a-kind Kentucky adventure with such a wonderfully diverse mix of outdoor experiences to choose from. Blaze a trail on an ATV, a mountain bike, by foot, or on horseback. Enjoy a water adventure by boat, canoe, paddleboard, or kayak. You can even have an adventure in altitude with a hot air balloon, skydiving, or tree climbing. There's no shortage of ways to enjoy the great outdoors. I have to admit, I was a little nervous today to do rock climbing and ziplining, but you know what? I had a blast. Make sure and get out and explore Kentucky. Your next unbridled adventure could be waiting for you.